Good morning, evening, or afternoon. I am your esteemed host, Cole MacheneDog Miller, and today we are here for the first episode of the College Gamers Melting Pot. Today's episode is on a topic that many people have wonderful opinions on, the Minecraft movie. So our little melting pot has all sorts of wonderful thoughts on different topics that I will be listing off for you. So get a drink, get a snack, get comfortable, and enjoy. So the first topic of today is, should people see the Minecraft movie? One responder says, yeah. Another says, yes, of course. It will be the next Godfather. It will be studied in film school for decades. Another participant says, no, lol. And this one says, I think people should pirate it so some guy in a suit worries about lost revenue or something. This person says, no. And this entry is, anyone paying to see this movie in theaters is throwing away their humanity and can no longer be considered a person. This participant says, does a pig want to breed? Not until you give it a carrot. And this entry says, it has Jack Black. Another states, yes, but only the real Minecraft fans. Those who could only afford to play the demo version on the Xbox 360 with the 1 hour time limit. They're the only ones who will have the mental strength and patience to handle that level of disappointment. This entry says, yes, if you want to. This one says, if you believe the film will be enjoyable, yes. If not, no. Another states, if they want to. And we have another no here. A no lol. And this entry says, this is the only way someone could make me see this movie. Wow. This entry says, if you is not watch this, you is like men. This entry says, did I stutter? I don't know. I don't know. No, if you don't want to. Sure. Free will and all, and huh, are all some additional entries. On to our next topic. Thoughts on Jack Black as Steve. Chicken Jockey. I think it puts a nice, charming twist on the character. Since Steve was designed to be the player, it makes sense that Jack Black can play him how he wants. This entry says, just another poorly made actor choice, just because they needed someone funny and to be an A-list actor. This entry says, if he's an isekai protagonist, we riot. This participant states, it's really weird. And another says, he was already a main character in 2 Jumanji movies. What's wrong with him being a main character in a 3rd one? This entry says, I just wish he was literally bricked up. And this states, should have been Christopher Pratt. Another entry says, Jack Black as Steve is fine, I guess. However, they could have given him that role, or they could have given that role to a BIPOC, which is what Minecraft Steve clearly is. Jordan Peele, Steve Harvey, Taylor Lautner, the list could go on and on. Where's the outrage, Twitter? Hashtag justice for Steve. This entry says, meh. They threw a big name in hoping to generate hype. But I don't think the audience the movie is targeting cares much about him. I personally don't care either way. I just don't think there should be live actors in the movies anyways. This entry states, very neutral. Feels like he may fit the role better if he was a voice actor for an entirely animated movie. And our last one says, it's alright. Our next segment is thoughts on live action actors in the movie. This entry states, Chicken Jockey. And this one says, I think it's fine. The only thing that could make this better would be making Steve completely non-vocal and animated. It's cool to combine the two, though. Another says, they look better than the insanely bad CGI. This one says, I think they should have been animated. Another, the group they casted is very strange. And this entry says, terrible and unjustifiable. But it needs to be marketable to the general public and kids. Yeah, because animated films with Jack Black voicing characters have always done horribly in the box office and have never spawned multiple sequels or anything. This one says, weird, but understandable. This entry says, Jack Black. This one states, it should have been 100% CGI like the Mario movie, in a style reminiscent of the Telltale Minecraft series. At the very least, the characters should have been live action until they entered the Minecraft world. It's the Minecraft movie, for Pete's sake. This participant says, L, to be honest. Should have been animated movie with its voice actors. This entry says, why? Maybe it's easier. Or the execs thought having real actors would make more money. And this entry says, I think have Steve be live action was fine, but every additional one makes it worse, especially the one who wants to get freaky with the villager. Our next topic is thoughts on piglins as the bad guys. This individual says, there were certainly better options, like the Ender Dragon itself, but I don't know. This entry says, the big one is named General Chungus. Real. This one says, eh. This entry states, Chicken Jockey. And this entry states, I would prefer a man versus nature conflict, overworld mobs with no dialogue, with a larger focus on world exploration and fighting the Ender Dragon as the final obstacle in their journey. It would help make the movie feel more true to the game. This entry states, I mean, have you seen the Fallen Kingdom trilogy? Piglins are controlled by Herobrine, so it makes sense. This participant says, is this a race allegory? This individual says, racism. And this participant states, the heck is a piglin, lol? Sounds racist. 0 out of 10 idea should have been scrapped. The bad guys could have been creepers. Aw, man. This entry says, could work, but honestly, not super interesting. This entry states, should have been the Ender Dragon. The only boss in the game. Terraria is so much better, give me that movie. JK. And this final entry states, sure, it would be cool to see the Ender Dragon in the movie, but as a main protagonist, I feel like piglins and other nether creatures make more sense. I think they meant antagonist. And our final topic of the day was isekai. Look it up. Minecraft. A good idea? This entry states, not the way they are doing it. This one says, I think it's not a bad idea. The game doesn't really have a narrative plot, so escaping or thriving in an alien world seems like the go-to for a movie plot. Although if you want a Minecraft isekai, Super Minecraft Kid Chronicles did it first. This one says, no, Lamau. And this one states, not a weeb, so I don't know what that is. Looked it up, and I'm still confused. 0 out of 10, terrible idea. This participant says, I like Sword Art Online. And this participant states, no, but maybe. This individual says, no, learn how to write character backstories and calls to adventure within the fantasy world, you hacks. This individual states, I'll do you one better. Was isekai a good idea? This entry says, I don't want to look it up, to be honest. This entry says, I hate it, but I'm not sure how else you'd explain Steve just being a regular human dude. This entry says, no. And this participant says, it's basically in the game already. How else do you join a pre-populated world? There are villagers in it, but no players. And this final entry says, Chicken Jockey. And that, folks, is all we have for the first episode of The Melting Pot, featuring the Minecraft movie. Thank you all, to those who participated, and to those watching this video. Did you like what you heard? Did you agree? If not, feel free to write your own opinions down in the comments, though they won't be anonymous like the ones in this video. And be sure to stay tuned for the next episode of The Melting Pot. Cheers.